And with that, we return to the likes of the Auroraverse once more. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream today. My name is SenseiSuplex, and today we have the likes of Valley of Dreams. Hope you guys are ready for an awesome and epic time as usual, as we have a big old boss fight today. Today we have the likes of the Voden Knights going against a strange and unknown threat today, but it's going to be happening very, very soon. So strap in, because it's going to be a wild time. We don't really have any announcements for today for you guys. So is there anything I can think of? No, I think we're all good. If there's any like random sort of internet issues and all that stuff, we just moved to a new place and all that. So we're trying to get them set up. But if randomly OBS disconnects for whatever strange random reason, then that's kind of why. So bear with me. And yeah, we're doing what we can. All right, everybody. Let's do this. Let's get straight into the session. All right, we're gonna just go to scenes. There we go. We're gonna go to Valley. We're gonna go over here. Oh, we're gonna do a test thing. See if it works. Oh, the chat box is all the way up there. All right, let me fix that for 2 seconds. Oh, it is all the way up there. Hold on, let me drag that down here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna unmute and let's go.
Cause hard to them, easy to us. That's why.
Hey, yo, what's up, man?
Yo.
I'm trying to update. Okay, I got my AC updated.
Oh, Sean, were you able to load into Foundry?
Yeah, I'm in Foundry. It's just my AC is all types of fucked up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just made it.
Oh, you fixed it yourself?
I changed it. Yeah, just don't. I counted myself as a barbarian, but
okay.
The number is correct. The number is correct.
I can just do it manually whenever that happens. That happens for like any Infernal Heritage Sorcerer. Like it messes for sale.
Yeah,
like all the
I
time.
was trying to change it, but I probably just don't have permissions. But we good.
All right. Everybody loaded into Foundry, okay?
Yep.
Good.
So, because I know.
Don't forget the temp HP everyone should have.
Yeah, I gave it back to everybody.
I don't know if I'm showing loaded in yet. I keep on trying to load in.
Yeah, Gore might. If anything happens, for the meantime, if you want, Gore, you can just look at my cam. You can kind of see like what's going on in the stream and all that.
Yeah. I'll watch it from there and figure it out. Like I don't know why it's not popping up, but
yeah,
Discord I'm fine. It's just Foundry is not loading for me.
Yeah, because it might be because I doubt it because you're an island. But I remember like Krillin and Animus, they just straight up they were not able to really load into Foundry for some reason. But I'm working on that. I'm gonna be probably this week. I'm gonna be making all of this separate or campaigns into separate worlds on Foundry. We should make it, instead of you loading every single campaign, you're just going to load in your campaign and keep it moving. Let me move that thing. And with that, we are good to go. So let me start this. Let us begin, gentlemen. It is time. So, if I can have each and every one of you gather around the table and let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of these survivors, for this is the tale of the looming corruption, and that of a jaded destiny. For this is the infamous tale of the Valley of Dreams, and the legendary tale of the Soul Bound. Recently, our heroes would be found heading to the main valley, locked in combat with the corruption itself. A fierce battle would ensue as the corruption mages would take it to the likes of the Voden Knights. However, after the tides would turn, the likes of the Cold Light Walkers eventually falling and meeting their match, the giants would fall and the knights would rush ahead to take down the backline before it was too late. However, with close calls beginning to occur, Gore's near death, and Azora merely being polymorphed to her own demise, things were close, but ultimately overcome. Eventually, our heroes would be met with an interesting dinosaur-like set of individuals in the Yoshida. These lots were found surviving in a futuristic set of slums, blocked by an arcane barrier. They'd be met with the likes of their leaders in the so-called scout captains, friends of Hino Yoshida, and eventually they'd agree to escort them back to safety in the Mushroom Kingdom. However, escorting them back the way they came would be an assured death. So, they'd need to take a shortcut through a set of ruins. However, as they entered into the belly of the beast, It seems to be that a monster lurks inside. But it'll be up to our heroes to be able to slay this creature and save the likes of the Yoshidans once more. 35, or session 35 of Soulbound, Valley of Dreams. So, that everybody, we're gonna pick back up exactly where we left off, and we're going to swing over to the last map over here.
Hey, Key, can you actually reload my sheet? My constitution is one off.
Got you. I can just, if it's just your constitution, then I can set up, what's it saying right now?
It's 18, it should be 19, plus 1 from the Voden Knight feat.
Got you. Alright, I will update that. There you go.
Thank
you.
And my AC should be 21. But it says 20.
Right. Yeah, I got you. I can set that up. Give me 2 seconds. Also, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dropping the music in chat. For whatever reason, if Barbot ever is acting up, like it's cutting out and all that stuff, 'cause I know it's been doing that recently, you can just play that little playlist, have that in the background, adjust it to whatever volume you like, and go from there. I'll be dropping any new playlists or any songs or whatever that happen to change just in that chat. And it's in the voice call chat, everything. So, I'm gonna drop this over here. This should be right there. All right. Did you guys switch maps? No, you did not. All right, let me put up. There we go. So, as you all look around about, you eventually look over and see as the bits of the cave are beginning to sort of glow and change and shift. Eventually, as each and every one of your marks have been or began to power up for a moment, everything around you begins to almost become radioactive. It begins to activate for a moment. Bits of your magic items begin to start sparking out to differing pieces, begin to start shining for a moment before eventually everything dies down. Your marks begin to stop activating, your items return back to their dormant states for a moment. And eventually, oh, Discord dies. Hold on 1 second. Discord dead. 2 seconds while I'm loading back in. Goddamn. We love Discord when it just cuts out. We love when Discord just randomly cuts out in the middle of you speaking. Oh man. Anyways, as I was sort of saying, looking over eventually as your weapons and items and such begin to return back to normal, you all look around and it seems to be that Aurora is nowhere in sight anymore. Eventually they return back to wherever they sort of came from. But you all look ahead and there's still the several bits and pieces of this strange cave in front of you. In front of Azora and Agni, there seems to be these small sort of pedestals that are waiting for some things to be placed upon, or some sort of device of any bit of nature. Looking around, we head over towards Addydark and Hannibal, and you still stand in front of this strange pool of the source where you saw something lurking inside, but you're not entirely sure what it might exactly be. Other than that, Dugar and Zaman, you just sort of look over and see there's the other pool that you guys are kind of in the process of leaving, but it's up to you, Voden Knights, on what you want to do and where you want to go. Up ahead, these doors are locked and shut tight.
Because I don't think we actually like investigated these pillars in front of us. Is there like an investigation or arcane check to see if they're magical or if they're more mundane that like require weight to them, or
yeah, you can make
like that?
Yeah, you can make an arcana or investigation. Either one's works. $22. Nice. With 22, you'd be able to understand that yes, these are in fact magical, and it's more so they are missing a source of power, rather. Looking over towards the door, it's more of the doors are kind of not necessarily powered on. They do have that sort of yellow color to it, but it doesn't seem to be actually activated. It needs more and more power. Now, sure, mana crystals could be a way to do it, but you're sure that there's probably another way to do it with your 22 in Arcana. Looking around about, we need a key, and this is essentially the lock of this mechanism. And essentially, since there's 2 pedestals, you'll probably need 2 keys.
Okay. So I guess Agni would relay a bit of that information by saying, seems as if these are, let's just say, locks. A key is needed. I can't imagine it would be too far. We should continue to investigate the room. However, no key is present. Mana crystals will do, but I'd rather keep them if possible.
I concur. There was a water pool over there that seems to have been oppified, one may say. They also had water wheelings over there. I'm hoping that the key doesn't belong in there.
That I guess Ivy will start searching around, because there's probably nothing here, and I didn't really check any of the caves, so start seeing what else is in this cave.
Yeah, there's a, you see as Durgar speaks, yeah, there's a couple of those little water spots. I'm not entirely sure exactly how far deep it goes, but from as far as I can tell and looking, investigating, I think it's gonna lead to somewhere on the other side. Probably not safe to go alone, but I can do so if need be.
Are these like mana crystals that are in here as well?
Looking over, yes, they would be.
So there's more mana in here.
No,
Are they
yes. So it's yes to an extent. It wouldn't be as much that's like kind of on the map, whatever, because it can't change that, obviously. But it would be a set
Yeah,
of
that's
mana
fine.
crystals for sure.
While Agni's doing that, can Azor just walk around, pick up more mana crystals?
Yeah, you can do that. Make a survival check for this. If you want to just pick up any and all the mana crystals around the area.
I'll help her and cast guidance so she can get some advantage.
All right.
All right.
Advantage in a D4. And you're just looking around the entire cave.
Yeah, just looking around while. I mean, she don't know nothing about this magic stuff, so she's leaving it to them. So a 30.
Gotcha. 30, you begin to start picking up all the bits of the mana crystals and more, and eventually you're able to get a decent bit. You're able to get a total of 10 mana crystals from all of this entire cave. Definitely will be able to help you out as well. But on top of that, what you do realize is that these larger sort of mana crystals, they are able to hold a lot more than you necessarily imagine. A lot more bit of arcane power. Now with these things, these are the crystals that you need to be able to use to cast or regain the 3rd level spell slots. This is the big sort of portion about them. Or 3 levels worth of spell slots and all that. That doesn't really mean much to Azora, but everybody else knows about it, and you kind of have figured it out through, you know, just hearsay and such.
Yeah, she just gives them the Zalon and keeps, and then she's just gonna wait here till the magic people figure out the answers.
All right. Oh, who's doing what?
What? While we're over here, Agni's going to ask Cora. Cora, water, it's not my specialty. Is there any way you can potentially lift all of this water out of here? Just so we can see what's at the bottom.
Oh, I could try. She's gonna stand right here, and she will cast Mage Hand. So like a big hand, yeah.
Not really too big. So Mage Hand is just a cantrip. Just be able to carry like a little bit of like about 5 feet of sort of, or yeah, about 5 pounds worth of water, and just kind of moving it around. But you wouldn't be able to sort of lift it. But what you can do is you can kind of try to look even further ahead. Make a perception check. I'll give you advantage for this one. 18, one more time. 20. So looking about, you notice as there is a creature inside the water. It definitely reminds you of the water weird from way long ago, far back in the desert and such, through the recordings of the cat cam and all that stuff. But what you do notice is that they seem strange. They seem to have this affliction to them. They're tainted with this purple and greenish astral light, and they definitely seem injured at that. seems to be corrupted water weird from what you can tell. And they're kind of just waiting in the likes of the water, as far as you are aware. But make an intelligence check for me, Core.
Okay.
I guess this wouldn't be an intelligence. This would actually be an intuition check, so my bad. Make a wisdom check for me. We're gonna add your modifier in a second.
Gotcha.
Uh, 6 plus 4, 10. Nah, not really ringing any bells for this one.
I'm just a dumb robot.
Beep boop, boop boop bop.
Beep boop bop.
Also, let me fix your AC and all that stuff. So, in the meantime, what is everybody else sort of doing? Or unless Agni or Corey still guys are still doing something.
No, I'm just waiting for Cora to tell me what she sees.
No, I would relay the message.
So there's nothing else down there.
There would be there's a small little tunnel and pathway down there, but it's kind of like through the water. You have to go through the water in order to get to it. That's what kind of Dugar was saying as well.
Oh, that ain't me. Y'all can go down there.
I probably don't know about this yet. Well, I heard what Dugar said, so I guess Zamana will come over, and he has shape water, so
That
he's
might help a
wondering.
little bit.
Yeah, he's wondering if he can kind of just like, pretty much, in however long it takes, kind of move the water from out of here and empty it out.
I'm gonna be there for a minute, but it definitely will help out for sure. How long would you want to be doing this for?
I mean,
Is
he
it
know
kind of
Agni
as long
not
as
following
as
the
long as
rule.
it takes, or it's like 10 minutes before it's like, like, oh, what are we talking here?
Let's see. So I can move a 5-foot cube of water like 5 feet in any direction. So I don't know how deep it is, how much it is. I should be able to do it in a decent amount of time, I think.
Actually, wait, if it's a 5-foot cube, actually, hold on. That might be a lot faster than I thought. 5-foot cube. Actually, yeah, that might be a little bit easier. And you're able to kind of, yeah, okay. So here's what I need from you, Zaman. I like this. So if you're casting Shape Water, as you kind of do so, it will take you just like one sort of check to just see how fast you are about doing it. Make a, because you cast stuff with charisma, make a charisma, we'll call it a saving throw.
Copy.
26. Yeah, you're able to do this within record time as you begin to freeze the legs of the water, almost, or seeing this begins to become almost too bad about it. You're able to place it off to the side and continue this process of freezing the water, placing it off, freezing the water over and over again before, even if Cora or Agni wants to sort of help out with, or Dugar or anybody who wants to help out with taking the ice blocks and sort of toss them off to the side, you guys can kind of do so. Eventually, as you're kind of freezing the water, Cora, you would notice with your past perception as the corrupted water weir is getting ready to head straight over towards Demon as he's getting ready to freeze it over once more after they pick up on this idea. What are you doing?
She would tell Zaman, watch out, there's something coming.
Is enough.
Yeah, Zamana back up.
As you kind of do so, you back up and immediately you see just almost clamping down its claws. You see almost a draconic sort of water weird begins to slowly snap its maws over towards you. It hisses and begins to almost echo across the little bits of the cave for a moment as it seems to be defending something. It tries to reach over and kind of lunge at you, but it can't. It seems to be restricted to this area before it begins to slowly start getting ready to descend further back into the water, unless any of you are doing anything here and now.
With Gore having previous experience with a waterling, could I try to animal handle it or something like that to almost like Gore's seen and dealt with waterlings enough, at least to try to calm it?
Well, you could if it wasn't corrupted. Other than that, you would be 100% be able to. That's the only issue. If you could figure out a way how to uncorrupt it, maybe definitely. But that's the big issue right now.
Copy.
But make an intelligence check for me, and because you're a blood hunter, I give you advantage. This is actually, yeah, this is gonna be an intuition check for you.
Can you give control to my my drink to either Sean or Kane? One because yeah,
Gotcha.
doubling in whatchamacallit in agreeing with each other. And one of y'all check my stats, please.
What are you rolling? Int check at advantage.
Yeah, but he's talking about basically just controlling his character for the session until he loads in.
Okay.
Who want to do that?
I'm checking the stats, bro.
Looks good to me. I just can't roll on your sheet.
Alright, here, I got you. Give me 2 seconds. That one. Alright, you should be good. Alright, 20. So what you would know is that one of the ways that you were able to figure out how to defeat one of the water weirds is that all you had to do was simply just bring it out of the water or destroy the water itself, and then you'd be able to kill it or get rid of it. Another way is that you remember from seeing this before in the likes of the Expanse, they had these strange sort of crystals inside of the likes of their, well, basically just in their form, just sort of hovering about. Crush the crystal inside and they will instantly die. So, 2 options to be able to easily disperse of this individual without having to expend resources, but it's up to you whether you want to try to just hit it to death and hope for the best or not. But either way, this thing is getting ready to descend back into the water unless anybody's acting.
Yeah, I mean, we'll hit it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
unless Gore tries to tame it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like if I can't tame it, and Gore would just yell out, "Don't let it get back in the water. Grab the crystals inside it." And I think Gore would at least try to. Yeah, he wouldn't let it go back in the water. He'd try to grab it and try to help pull it out, even if it's pulling out the crystals inside of it.
Easy enough. Then make some attack rolls towards it. As it does so, you rush over trying to strike or try to send a couple of blasts or whatever you wish. As it does so, you'll see as it kind of tries to dodge off to the side, but it's not necessarily as powerful as it might look and seem. I said, you guys can cast the abilities or spells, but it is bound to this area, so I'll let you know if it does anything in retaliation, but go ahead and make those attack rolls. With some saving throw.
I got control again, I think.
Okay.
It just opened up.
Also, Core, can you roll 2d12, not 2d8? Because this thing is already injured.
And bro, y'all putting the beats on her.
Oh, fuck water, first and foremost.
Shit, so we're about to pop this purple mark on it, catch it like a Pokemon low health.
Terrible.
7 and 12, those will be able to do enough damage to it. As it's striking with the likes of the Eldritch Blast or the Gold Rush and gold coins, you see this reeling on the fence. However, those bits of fire damage just strikes into it, and it will deal a little bit of damage as well. And yeah, between the likes of all of you, you guys are able to eventually defeat this individual, not really putting up much of a fight as you keep your distance from it. Or you take the axe, tossing it overboard, shink, it slices its head, you recall it, it returns back to you. That the path is, I just threw Core off the map, but with that, the path is clear for you guys to enter in. Depends on who wants to go take a swim, though.
I'll tell you, won't be swimming. It's Gore, boy.
I thought I removed all the water. Shouldn't the path just be open?
You were in the process of removing all the water. The path is, you were able to, I mean, I guess if that's the case, it's not really like, more so you're able to remove all the water. It's not really like where you're gonna have to be, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with Discord? Holy shit. Ugh. Why is this thing disconnecting over and over and over again? It always does this late at night for some stupid
It
reason.
actually worked. So I'm in here right now. So
All right. I don't know what the heck is wrong with Discord. It's just keep disconnecting me and stuff.
Azora will say, she'll say, "I'll go," and she'll hit the square on her belt to take her armor off to make her a little lighter, and then go start diving in her jumpsuit.
Well, it's not really like you guys. What I was trying to say, it's not really like you guys having to swim. More so, it's more so you getting into a little bit of the water and just sort of going through. You don't really have to worry about breathing or anything like that, or getting strangled or attacked under it because of Zaman and all that.
Right.
That was basically what you were kind of doing.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, she'll go do that. She'll go dive down.
Agni would ask Dugar to accompany her, just in case, because I ain't going in there.
Enough. Or tag along, and as you sort of do, eventually, Azora, here is where you're gonna go. You're gonna see darkness for a moment, and I'll tell you where you're about to be in a second. All right. As you kind of eventually emerge, you walk through the other side, and you see as there is this giant sort of yellow, almost sphere or orb of this sort, and it seems to be contained in this strange bit of. It's not necessarily kind of like a pedestal. It's more of kind of like a holding device that seems to be or floating more so than anything. As I said,
good.
Look over. Wait, hold on for 1 second. Izzle looks out for a bit. He's gonna make a wisdom check for this. All right, bam. 10 and the advantage because of the monk. Blah blah blah. 10, 16. All right. Look over and they'll say. Hold on. Don't go about sort of touching that thing. You know how the whole thing with water and all that stuff works in the valley?
Yeah, yes. You think about it, you go there.
I'm getting something of a similar sort of thing, that little spiritual energy and all that. Judging by how it's sort of floating about, I mean, it could be arcane, but I highly doubt it for this thing. Seems to be that the sort of living energy and key and all that sort of stuff is sort of floating around it for a bit. Here, you're not a monk or anything, but you ever delve into that spiritual energy or nah, not your thing?
Not anything like that, but I can't remember what it was called. The thing Hannibal had her do when they went into like the mist world.
Domain expansion.
Yeah, yeah. She'll describe that and she'll say that is the only thing I've ever done. That was ethereal or something of that nature.
I see. Maybe not exactly to that degree. We ain't really got time to train or testing things out. So hey, here, let me handle this thing. Make sure nothing. If this thing starts acting up, though, fucking hit this shit or tell me, and I'll get this shit off me. Sound good?
She nods. In her head, she says to herself, I don't know what it means to say if it's acting up, but cool.
You'll see for a moment, Durar is going to sit there for a second. They'll begin to close their eyes and meditate for about several seconds before eventually you'll see as it begins to start moving and manifesting directly towards you, Azora. See as they begin to open their eyes for a moment before they having to sort of close and focus. All right, here, be my eyes. Let's get this thing out of here.
And yeah, she'll do her best to guide him back through this tunnel. I mean, it's not too 10 feet.
That's not. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, she'll do her best to guide him back through the tunnel.
All right, as you do, let me go drag your tokens back over here. Eventually, you guys see Dugar and Azora begin to walk out, and you see as there's this massive sort of golden orb that has been basically, or that's kind of just floating about. It kind of sort of drifts past you for a moment before eventually you realize that Adidark would have seen this, Gore would have seen it, and Zaman would have seen it. This is something similar that you saw in a cage down below on the other side as well.
Zora said, perhaps this goes onto that pedestal near the door.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
One's in a cage.
Well, yes, you probably have to go down into the water to get to that one as well. Unless someone was strong enough to rip the cage.
And how heavy is it?
It appears you use this key stuff to move it. Perhaps Gore would. Yeah, I was gonna say perhaps Gore would be familiar with such things.
Yeah. If Gore walking the path
Hey,
before, I guess.
Sorry to cut in here, but
All right.
yeah, y'all left Addie unsupervised for like 10 minutes over here by this pool. I would have just been standing here with Hannibal. I would have done something while y'all were doing stuff. So, and before anyone steps into this room, I'd like to cut back to what Addie and Hannibal would have done.
Yeah.
Before y'all step back in here.
That's fine. Alright, so what will you be doing, Addie Dark?
Well, last time I checked, I was punching a
right.
worker, construction worker in the face. So I believe I'm going to continue with trying to punch things down by this pool of water. I guess when we left here, did I just like see a creature in reaching? Like, is he like within reach? Or I
not
can't
within,
know.
not within reach, but you could probably easily bait him out into reach. If you kind of just try to get his attention or try to make yourself quote unquote vulnerable, and then just try to bait him into a strike, you can easily do that.
All right, let's do it like this. Hannibal, prepare yourself for battle, per usual. And I'll take out my baseball bat-shaped club, and I'll start smacking the water with as much ferocity, making as much noise as possible.
As you do, smack, 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 immediately the water begins to start going or flying every which way. And immediately this creature will begin to rush up and begins to start getting ready to reach, grab, and just throw you into the water. As soon as this happens, Hannibal's going to let his ready to action go off, and he's going to try to swing towards this creature on sight. As you do so, Addy Dark is going to try to make an attack roll towards you, but you can make some attack rolls at it. All right, Hannibal's going to swing. Going to be, oh, I move a little closer. But as Hannibal begins to swing, so, Jesus Christ, 29 to hit, 7 points of damage plus the D8 of lightning damage. Addy Dark, if you want to swing as well. There you go. And it's going to make its attack roll at you. You're there. 13, it will miss. You're easily enough as you kind of prepared yourself for the likes of this striking moment. You swing, however, the Great Club actually whiffs past as its entire body begins to move around the likes of your own weapon. It tries to reach out and grab towards you, but it's not able to do so as you're both able to sort of push this creature off and get ready to swing again. You do have a second attack, so go for it if you want to make another one. And we'll follow up onto this creature as well. 27, that's going to hit. Roll some damage for me. Nice. And yeah, definitely have to. Yeah, it's gonna definitely do it. So between the both of you, eventually you're able to bludgeon and slice and tear into this creature one by one with both of you, or your flurry of strikes. Eventually the creature begins to screech out for a moment before eventually falling down, dead and defeated, clearing a path into the water below. Oh, you're muted on Discord.
Yeah, I guess do I know how deep the water is?
Yeah, I mean, you swam in waters that are way deeper than this, like especially with the Kraken whole incident. Yeah, you're fine.
Oh yeah, I'm jumping in. I think the only other question is I've got this this climber's kit. Is that rope worthy? Can I tie that to a rock?
Yeah, you can do so.
Because I learned my lesson from the Kraken. You just don't go diving, but a way to escape quickly. Apparently, that Kraken fucked me up, but I got my sweet revenge on it.
Nope. If that's the case, you can just hand the rope to Hannibal, and they'll just kind of hold it or stake it down, and then just wait for you to sort of pull back, just in case.
All right, let's do this.
As you kind of do so, you dive into the water, and as you begin to do so, eventually you, my friend, begin to go through the likes of a small sort of tunnel and pit, and eventually the water begins to slowly or eventually subside, and you find yourself underneath the likes of this small cave. As you do so, you see this massive sort of sphere sort of just hovering about below. You look up and you can kind of hear the likes of all your allies sort of talking about and more. Looking at it, it's definitely strange, but what do you do?
Yeah, I guess at this point, I guess Gore or who else was walking into the rooms can enter the scene. I think then it'd probably be fun then. Yeah. I don't know who was gonna be coming in there.
Zaman was walking in.
Yeah. All right, go for it. You're kind of just walking. You'll see just Hannibal just holding onto your rope. Look over. Addy Dark went to swim and see if they could find something.
We found a key on the other side, so I'm sure he's probably gonna find another key.
Look over and around. Are you ready for what's ever to come down here?
Are we ever ready?
Fair enough. Fair enough. At this point, Dark, you'll kind of, or Zaman, you'd probably look over and you'll see his Hannibal kind of notices this as well. You hear a bit of water begins to splash out onto the ground, and you look over and you see as it's coming from this direction. You kind of know where Dark definitely is or might be.
Copy. I guess Zaman will look over there and make sure everything's okay.
Yep. As you look over, Dark's chilling, is just there looking at the massive sort of floating orb off to the side.
Everything good down there, Eddie? You need any additional assistance?
Seems to be an orb. Guess I'll break it. And he'll
Please do not
take crack.
Do not break the orb. We need is a key to open the door.
And I guess right at that moment he's able to stop the swing. He jerks it back.
Kind of like mid-swing, and you'd be like, oh, okay.
Mid-swing.
Hold it back for a second. Gore, as you kind of hear this, you kind of look over and you can see what's sort of going down.
Gore would be like, "Fearless one, that's not the way to deal with those things. It's connected more to the path. It needs a more subtle approach."
Actually, now that I think about it, Gore, you're probably tiny enough to just sort of fit through this thing.
Let Gore slip through and have that conversation.
Yeah.
Right through. Easy
enough. As you kind of begin to fly on through, you look over, and if you want, you can try to do the thing that Dugar mentioned. You would have probably explained it for the sake of brevity and such. You want to try to move this sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, Gore was on the path once before, so he'll try to move it.
As you do so, you look over and around, and it takes you a bit to try to reconnect on the likes of this old path that you once walked. Remember the likes of your monk training and trying to bring forth your old self, bring forth the likes of the Oni once more, your astral self. However, as you do so, you notice as the orb begins to start spinning for a moment, and eventually begins to start moving and motioning forward. Moves past the likes of Dark and begins to continue down and through the likes of the water. And eventually, as you begin to sort of toss it off to the south, eventually, it'll begin to rise up. Hannibal will begin to notice it before it begins to pull onto Dark's sort of rope. To get your attention that something is over here, aka the orb.
Gore would just look at Addy and be like, "Before Gore learned to crush, he learned a different path. Tell Hannibal to bring it up safely."
I'll look over and they'll kind of look at it. Kind of like, I don't know about that one. But they'll kind of like motion forth and say, "This isn't my realm, but I can try."
So for all intents and purposes, it's like tied to the rope right now? Is that what's going on?
No, Dark was tied to the rope. Hannibal was pulling Dark just in case, like, he ever, like, you know, any dangers down there, Dark could let them know and then can jump down.
Would Addy be against releasing the rope and tying it around the orb?
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought the orb already started moving. Am I wild?
Yeah, it started moving because of Gore.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. So it's not in front of us anymore, right?
Yeah, it's over here where Hannibal is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Bet. So it's over there. Gore's gonna make his way back over to that side and try to handle it with care.
Enough. As you sort of do so, connecting to that path once more, you lift it up for a moment, and eventually, you see it begins to start moving. You begin to take it towards the other sort of platform towards the north. You look around and about, and eventually it seems to be that this is left as it is. Both the orbs kind of in their respective places, and you see as the device begins, or both of them begin to slowly start manifesting and moving. Eventually, as they do, they'll both begin to start changing, shifting, and forming. The yellow lights will begin to start glowing more and more and more, before eventually a gust of wind begins to blow past your faces, and the doors begin to slowly creak open. But before you do so, is there anything you guys need to prepare beforehand? Now's the time to do it.
Off break, your boy is going to stealth check and has his die rolled already. But I'm gonna try to go as close to invisible as possible to
I thought
scout.
you already rolled that from when we were outside the door.
Oh yeah. I already got that. As a matter of fact, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as he was holding on to the weapon, he's good.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to use one of those big mana crystals, and I guess.
Alright.
Get away from Agni. Copy.
Alright.
Not by choice.
So, if that's the case, yeah, Dugar's gonna start moving away from you.
The last thing Gore is gonna do is cast detect good and evil while he's in stealth.
Alright, as you do so, you will definitely find something. I'll let you know what it is in just one second. Alright, so that's what, so Hannibal's gonna just, they already got their right prepared and all that. They're gonna head over here. Same thing with Dugar. Azor, are you just ready in to go?
Zoro say, yes, God, stick to the shadows. We heard those growling somewhere down there. Just be smart. Look, reports back. Make it
As Gore did before, like when he actually tries to be stealthy, he just nods and gets ready to go down. With that, Gore is also going to ready in action.
What are you ready?
So, Phantasmal Force. If he sees something of worry, he's gonna use it to cause a distraction away from where Gore is, if he's actually caught.
Got you. All right. As you sort of do so, we go towards Adidark and Zaman. Anything you two are doing, or are you just waiting for everybody else to come up over here?
I'm counting to 3 to then bust through this door.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ready the Eldritch Blast if I see anything crazy pop up, but that's about it.
All right.
Isn't the door already open? Technically?
The doors are open, but it's like not fully open, you know?
Oh, okay.
It's like sort of cracked right now.
Yeah. Zoro just wait until Car comes back with the intel.
All right. And then Cora, anything you're doing before we head to Agni?
Yeah, I'm going to I'm gonna harness my divine power, which will give me on my spell slots one level 2 and one level 1.
Sure. One level 1 and one level 2. All right. Got you.
And
oh, I do see one thing if you want to change that. Wait, mind over matter. Is that one of your spells?
yeah, it's the one that we talked about.
Copy. Just making sure. That wasn't anything crazy or whatever ridiculous from like someone else's campaign. Like I don't know. Like
Nah. That's the one you approved.
I was pretty sure, but I was just making sure. All right. Cool. So,
Hey Key, I just realized my HP is not correct either. I was just gonna correct that.
Oh,
For some reason, I don't know why I did. It's supposed to be 128, I think.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't know why I didn't load in.
Yeah, I just loaded back in. Oh, and I gotta let me set up your mittens and all that.
Yeah.
So HP is fine, AC is fine. I gotta give you your temp HP, and I gotta change your unarmed strikes as well. Four plus your rage modifier is 3, and plus another bit of radiant damage for Night Slan. And there we go. Cool. Alright, it should be good. Alright, Agni, if you could, please roll a D100 for me.
I did want to ask with like the upgraded like mana reserve. Is there a chance like for wild magic, or is it just always
It's always wild magic on the field. Always wild magic on the field.
on the field? Okay, so like whenever we leave base.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
26. It ain't good. It ain't bad, I don't think. Wow.
I don't know.
Never mind. All right, Agni. As you sort of crush the crystal for a second, you see as it shatters out into oblivion, and eventually you're sort of walking forth, and you see as a couple people are just staring at you for a moment. You're like kind of looking at them like, what are you talking about? What's wrong? Everybody else, you guys see as Agni has a third eye in the middle of his forehead.
Yeah,
Wild
that makes
magic
perfect
so
sense.
much.
I love it.
I hate wild magic.
Well, the good news is you do have advantage on perception checks for the next minute, but the bad news is you got a third eye right now.
Is that bad?
Can I actually see out this third eye?
You can actually see out the third eye. It's very uncanny.
Okay. Shit, call me Azora. Perception check rules.
Oh man. All right.
So that was okay. I'll give myself that spell back. Yeah, that's all. I'm just one done. That's all. That's all.
He said, "I'm clocking out. I'm done. No more."
There was one last thing I wanted to know.
Go ahead.
Do I know if Indar ever responded back for the help that she had asked for?
Nah, and you know the reason why he can't really respond in general is because he's kind of dead and all that sort of stuff. He can try to respond, but just not whenever he wants to. It's more so when he is allowed to.
Okay. And then my next question would be, how does this is feat that I have, and it says it's up to the DM. Divination something. Here we go. Divine intervention.
Oh shit!
So
you do have divine intervention now. Oh, fuck. We're at that part of the game for D&D. Yes. What is your question about that ability?
So it says I can request, for example, she would use Iroas for aid. So what does that mean? Like what kind of aid does he offer?
All right. So basically, do you know the spell Wish, in D&D?
No.
All right, that's fine. So basically, divine intervention is like, it is a case where you can basically just ask for almost anything. You ask your god for a favor, assistance, whatever request you kind of want, right? And when you do so, you roll a D100. If you roll a 10 or lower, then it happens. You don't, then nothing happens, right? And if it's successful, then you can't do it for the next 7 days, right? So that's basically what divine intervention is. It is a very, very powerful feature, but it's just a super, super low chance of using it, or of it doing it, or actually happening.
Okay.
And ultimately, I have the final say on like what happens based off of your request. But yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. That's cool.
So it could be just like, hey, yo, I need Iroas. Can you like give me a bit of damage or anything to help me out? Maybe can you kill this creature? You roll a divine intervention, and then if you roll a 10, you might actually just straight up kill the creature that Iroas smites them down, or gives you an ability to smite them down, right?
Copy.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing about a cleric. But eventually, if that's all your questions.
Yep.
All right, so or you begin to walk over and forth to the rest of the sort of Voden Knights, and as you do, all right, Gore, you open the door, correct?
I thought the door was already partially open.
Yep. As you do, here we go. You can walk on in, my friend. As you look over, eventually you kind of see this destroyed and abandoned sort of room. Bits of ruins and stones are sort of tossed everywhere. There's chains that are crashing and sort of severed, connecting to these bits and pieces. These sort of pillars that are struck or pierced into the ground and more. Looking around and about, you don't necessarily see anyone, anything, moment. But what you do see is there's a strange sort of barrier above you all. Seems to continue just sort of shining about. It's something like you've never seen before.
How high is it without touching it?
It is, that's a good question. It is a total of 100 feet up in the sky.
All right, so first thing Gore does is he goes up to assess how it is. He's not going to touch it. I just need to know if Beyond and Good and Evil affects anything as I move.
Oh, you do have Beyond Good and Evil, yes. So
yes, I did detect Good and Evil, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yes, as you do actually see something. You get a heavy sense of celestial, and it seems to be coming from up here. On top of the likes of this pillar. Now, you can't see it, but you do know it's there through the likes of the pillar from your sort of vision.
Okay, and that's still within the room, like underneath the 100 feet? I'm checking.
Yes,
okay, copy.
yes, underneath the 100 feet. But you notice as you kind of look over towards it, it begins to start shifting and moving. You hear a couple of footsteps as they begin to pat on the likes of the ground before eventually sort of thuds. And eventually you see as it's moving over here somewhere. Almost
over here, where?
you. Over here, I'm gonna ping it again. See that?
Okay. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay. So, does it seem like it's taking notice of Gore, or is Gore just noticing it?
Make an insight check for me, please. I'll give you advantage because the detect evil and good.
I will say not to like metagame anything, but around this time, Aggie would have pointed in there to send a message to Gore to double check on him.
You said insight, right?
Yes, 22. So before you get that
advantage
message with Agni, you look over and it seems to be circling around you. As you begin to move to the right, it begins to circle to the left. As you move to the left, it circles to the right. This thing is watching you. But that doesn't make much sense because you have the likes of, well, you know yourself to be stealthy at this point. You're pretty confident in it. You and the likes of the Onis are known for stealth. On top of that, you have invisibility. You should be almost impossible to see. This individual, they look at you and they stare you down. At least that presence. Eventually, a message from War Chief Agni comes in. What do you say, Gore?
So message is like through the mind, right? Like he's not saying anything loud.
Yeah, you don't have to. You would know you don't have to speak out loud.
Yeah, it would be in your head, and you would just hear Agni say, "Is it good to come in? Are you safe?"
Gore would say, "We're not alone. Something celestial in the room has an aura all the way above us." And Gore basically is like roughly telling you all he feels. And the last thing Gore would say would be like, "Gore thinks it sees him, but it shouldn't be able to." But yeah.
If Agni hears that he thinks something can see him, he would start getting everyone. We have to go in after him.
Last question: is it like dark in here? Is what is the room? Is it like what are we walking in?
It's dim light, but you guys are fine. It's nothing, no disadvantages or anything crazy.
So dim light by default, Gore is invisible if anything has dark vision.
You know, that's perfectly fine. Doesn't matter for this thing.
Okay, fair. So all right, good to know. What Gore is gonna do is he wants to constantly sort of ping where the thing is, because he doesn't want it to come as a surprise to anybody, but he's gonna go ahead and relay the information back. The only thing he's gonna ask is if Agni wants him to go deeper in or come back.
There would be no, like, after that message, when you said that, Agni would have just said, "We're going in."
Okay. Yeah.
Based off of what you said to him, you're like, "All right, you think something can see you? We're going in before anything bad happens."
As you do so, I'll stop you guys like about right where Addy Dark is. Don't move any further. As Gore, you hear Agni's voice in your head, and then you hear another in your head.
Bro, that's just a Tuesday.
Now, where exactly do you think that you are going? One of you are one of the ones this to me. Reveal yourself now.
Jesus. Am I the only one person that hears that?
You're the only one that hears that message.
Yo, this man ain't just gonna reveal himself because he said so. I need to know if anybody else is stepping in the room before I do anything else.
You look over and see Aetheria the first one in.
And Addy Dark has dark vision, right? For all intents and purposes, Gore is going to zip right to you, Addy, and stop you from moving right there. And I'm guessing Gore is going to fly close enough so you could hear him, so you know it was Gore, and he'd be like, wait, there's something in here watching us. And Gore's just trying to have him not super rush in. But, I mean, it's up to Addy what he wants to do.
Go ahead, Addy Dark.
I mean, I could see him. I mean, right?
Yeah,
why wouldn't I be able
everybody can see each other. You guys are...
I thought the whole thing is
No.
Yeah, he's invisible.
Oh, I thought it was if you didn't have dark vision.
Nah,
No,
Gore's invisible.
No, if you have dark vision, I'm extra invisible, bro.
Yeah,
So wait, some winged creature just touches me?
No, it's not some winged creature, bro. It's Gore's voice specifically talking to you. If you want to go ahead and take it terrible, that's you. I was being very specific.
Okay, Gore says, don't enter the room?
Yeah, he said, fearless one, don't go any further. Something is watching us. And what Gore is going to do is fly around you right quick, and then he's going to stop and kind of tap your body in the direction that he feels that the creature that was watching us is at.
Which direction is that?
And you're pointing, you're trying to point.
Oh, you shut down?
You're trying to point where the creature is?
Yeah.
Okay,
cool. I'll go right there. I'm switching areas where I'm at the hotel. But yes, I'm pointing in the direction of the creature that hopped down.
Got you. But as you kind of do so, Addy Dark, you'd look over and Gore's kind of pointing where exactly they are. They seem to be sort of in this general location over here that they're kind of pointing around.
I mean, I'll talk back to Gore. If he's over there, let us strike and crush.
Gore will be like, but that's not it. There's something else. But Gore can't find that one yet.
Something else?
As you begin to have this conversation, Addy Dark, you just hear in your mind, it just enters directly into it, and it is a voice that you do not understand. It just begins to say, primitive, useless. Next. Looks over. You'll see as Dugar begins to sort of hold his head, and then eventually Hannibal will look over. No strength. Nothing. Use. As Zora, you begin to hear that in your head. Agni, you hear a voice in your head, and it begins to say, "End. A pawn. Useless." Continues on as you all begin to hear this strange voice entering into your heads over and over and over again. For you're not entirely sure exactly this thing or creature might be. You look over ahead though, and you see as the doors are beginning to slowly shut behind you. Amon and Cora, you guys are not inside here, and you're about to get shut out.
They out there patty caking.
One clarifying question, just because I don't understand the spell that Agni used.
Mm-hmm.
Agni, when you're doing that communication thing, did you relay all that information to us, or you're just like, hey, SWAT team, time to go live?
So yeah, when I talked to Gore, only me and Gore heard that. when Gore said what he said to Agni said something is in here that's watched for. We need to go in and assist them. That's all he
Okay,
said.
that's
Because all
what I
really
thought I
know.
heard. I just wanted to clarify. All right, awesome.
All right. As you do so, eventually, as Korra and Zaman, you rush on in to sort of join the likes of your team before you see as the doors begin to shut forth and shut close. Look over. Zaman, you hear the words, greedy, consumed by materialists or materialistic things, worthless. Consumed by zealotry, powerless. Or as what you hear in the likes of your head. Before, eventually, all of you hear in the likes, or just out loud as they speak, they begin to say,
All of you. Not what I desire. You bring about this form for me. Then let me dispose of you.
as this happens, oh boy. Everybody don't move. Here's what they're going to do. All right, 20-foot cube. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to do... That's an ability. Oh, nope, not a circle. It is a square. All right, 20. Oh boy, that is a lot bigger than I thought it was. All right, how many people can they get?
Can Gore see Phil where it's casting from?
All the way in that same location, but do not move for 2 seconds.
Can I cast Phantasmal Force on him first?
What's the range on it?
The range, I think, is like 60 feet from Phantasmal Force.
They're way further away than 60 feet.
Well, you talking about the? Hold on, let me double check. Let me see if this. Let me double check.
All right, hold on. 60 feet? Oh, let me make sure actually. 65 feet? You can try to cast it on them if you want.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, yeah, if he's around, he's gonna cast Phantasmal Force. Like that was the whole thing. If something made a move, Phantasmal Force was going off.
All right. If that's the case, you begin to do so as they begin to conjure and cast the likes of the spell. None of you even being able to really see it. You look over and eventually, Gore, you unleash the likes of the spell towards them, and that is a what saving throw for it?
Intelligence.
Intelligence save. You got it. Oh God.
Your voice mod's still on, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you guys just gotta let me know whenever that happens. Alright, so also Tito, you got a lot of feedback from you. Alright, you said intelligence saving throw? Alright, advantage. It rolls a 27, it will succeed. As you look over and you conjure the likes of the spell, but it just falls on deaf ears. Eventually you look over and the likes of this strange sort of force barrier begins to form up and above you and all around you for a moment. You try to walk around it, you try to walk out for a second, but nothing seems to happen. As Gore, Addy Dark, Hannibal, and Korra, you guys are all trapped in here in this strange sort of almost barrier or sort of square cube for a moment. As you look over, you see an individual, and you expect with the likes of their voice for them to be massive in size, but you see a creature that seems to have this strange head with the likes of an orb in the middle of these, not horns, but more so pillars kind of jutting out of their forehead. They seem to have a mouth, but you notice as they have several arms, about a total of 8 when you get an entire look at it. They see, or their skin begins to look almost completely made out of marble and stone. As you see the individual walking, you see this individual beginning to look over, and as they do, you see as bits of sort of sparks, bits of electricity are sort of forming about them, even bits of glitter. You look over, and Zaman, which you're able to figure out with the likes of your intelligence check, something happened to them. Something happened to them because of the wild magic that you caused earlier. You see as it begins to surge through them for a moment, and you see as they begin to cough up a bit. But they look over, they begin to say and speak.
You all are not welcome here. I know you, soul-bound and such. The marks that you wear, the marks that you bear upon your hands. But if that is the case, then Ragnarok arrives. If Ragnarok is here, then let me not disappoint.
And with that, you see as the creature begins to start screaming out into oblivion, you see as it begins to pierce the likes of your ears for a moment. The cage that is sort of surrounding the likes of you begins to start almost pushing and turning and tossing for a moment. And as this begins to do so, you all look around and you see as the individual begins to float for a second. And so do you. As your souls are shackled and the time for battle against the Titans is now. With that, I'm gonna need you guys to roll for initiative, my friends.
Oh, Key, I mean, sorry, one question. I mean, like, that cue just appeared and I couldn't even, like,
nope.
No reaction, no athletics check,
no
not like
save, no check, no nothing.
All right.
As the spell says, it just happens. Welcome to the bullshit of high-level D&D.
Nah, it was the danger sense, bro. I'm wondering one of these days I'll use danger sense. One of these days.
You use it like every single time you make a dex save.
You really do.
It's like the last portion about when something surprises you.
All right, here's what I'm gonna need. So I'm going to remove this guy over here. What we're going to do is we're going to move this up. Oh God, not copy all of you. Hold on one second. Let me do this. All right, yo, I'm gonna read you guys the likes of the traits in one moment, but give me 2 seconds. Oh, if it did delete your initiatives. All right, I'm gonna fix it in just 2 seconds. Give me 1 moment, please. 1 moment. All right, if I can. This, I just gotta set up this initiative. But it's a weird and wacky one, I'll tell you that much. And this is... Alright, cool. Alright, does that change that? No, it doesn't. There we go, perfect. Alright, so, let me know what you guys got for initiative and all of that sort of stuff. Let's go down the list, if we can. Alright, Gore, what'd you get for initiative?
Or Tito?
I'm trying not to hit y'all with too much feedback. I'm trying to just answer quick. It's 21.2.
Yeah.
21.2, got you. All right, 2 seconds. Yeah, this. All right, you guys can drop another playlist in the likes of chat. You can basically the combat playlist. You can just play that in the background while that is sort of going off. I'll try to change the Bard bot and have that sort of play through there. If it don't work, then you know what to do. For 21.2, cool. All right, let's go to Zaman. What'd you get for initiative?
2.1.
2. Oh God. All right.
Yep.
0.1. All right, and Agni, what'd you get?
18.
18. You got it. All right. Dugar's gonna roll 20. Cora, what'd you get?
Still scrolling. I think I got 18 something. I was right underneath Agni.
It was 12.12.
12.12, yeah.
12. Okay, got you. All right. Zora, what'd you get?
Zora got 8.1.
0.1. Addy Dark, what'd you get? Oh wait, you already got it.
19.13 or something. Yeah, 19.13.
All right, cool. And am I missing any PC? Nope. All right, let's get Hannibal. All right, 16.1. All right, I will roll for their 2 initiatives. I'm gonna explain this in a bit. All right, Exiled Titan initiative 13. Intellectual Savant 15. Are these 2 right after one another? Yes, they are. So I will re-roll again, unless you guys want to TPK. All right. We're going to re-roll the highest one, or no, you re-roll the lowest one. Whenever that happens. Okay. Re-roll initiative. 12. All right. It will go after Core. It's still not good, but here we are. Is anybody using DM's inspiration to separate their initiatives further? Speak now or forever hold your peace and deal with the consequences.
I mean, I think it's probably pretty good in between our healer, if anything. It's hard to say.
I have no clue what we're facing, so hard to say.
It's definitely hard to say. I mean, it really can't get no further. Like the only
I'll
way
let you guys
it get
decide
better
after
if it moves forward.
I'll let you guys decide if after the traits and all that stuff. I'll give you that.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay, so you guys don't necessarily need to write this stuff down, but it is stuff you will need to know as it is essential to the likes of this fight. All right, Valley, this is going to be or a fight with probably the most traits that you have seen so far. Not abilities, but more so traits. Let's talk about it. All right. So the following boss fight has the following traits. I will list them off and then I'll explain what each one of these mean. Intuition checks are enabled. Tactics are enabled. Intuitive ignorance. Greater tactician. Arcane martial and team clash. Morale breaker. Sunderer. Tier 2.
Tier 2? Oh god.
Welcome to the show.
The tier 2 boss.
Cosmic. And
Shit.
legendary legendary action. This is not a legendary lair though. And the last one, a ruthless victory or death. Oh boy, here we go with this one. This is about to be a doozy. So let's talk about
is this traits that both of them have? They both have this trait? All those traits?
Oh no, you see these two up the top? Those are just for initiative. Those are just for initiative.
Oh, okay, copy.
Yeah. All right, so intuition checks, you guys know what it means. You may elect 2 individuals to analyze this enemy and cause that. Who are those 2 people going to be?
Same 2 every time.
Smart. All right, next up, tactics. Here's what you guys will have. At the beginning of the round, you guys will have 2 minutes to discuss tactics and all that sort of stuff. Easy peasy. Now it's time for the funny stuff. Oh boy. This is a new trait that I have finally been able to reintroduce into the likes of Aurora since Pantheon Divided. Intuitive ignorance. The Arcahic can use an intuition resistance to cancel out your intuition check against a certain ability. They only have 1 of these per fight. So let's say, for example, you're like, oh, I want to identify that ability. They can just say, or use their resistance and say no. And they will not allow you to learn what that ability does until you do so again. Kind of like a legendary resistance.
Question about that. If me, Zaman, and I both pass, I say what I want to learn. Do you say no right away, or do you say no when, like, we both declare?
It's kind of good question. Typically, it would probably be when you both declare. Yeah, it'd probably be when you both declare, because that's typically when I even give out the abilities.
So when we both declare, and he can just pick if he wants, like, one of us to not learn whatever that is, but the other one would go through.
Exactly.
Copy. Okay.
All right. But that will also help you and learn that, hey, you should probably identify that ability immediately
that
next
means
time.
we go back to that one. That means next round we going back to it, clashing it, sealing it, whatever.
All right, next up is this one. This kind of was like, I was probably going to give Tito a little bit of a pass for this one, but listen up. Greater Tactician. Square by square movement is enforced. You step in something, you deal with the consequences. Your actions and movements are locked in. Once you drop the piece or declare the action, it is done, and it cannot be reversed unless the action is, some glitch more may have happened. Maybe there was obvious errors or technical errors or misspeaks, because you just accidentally misspoke because you're human and all that stuff, etc., etc. And that's all within reason. But if you declared the action, if you moved your character somewhere, that's where it is. So make sure you're planning out your turns specifically and you got everything down pat. Also, on top of this, for Greater Tactician, I'm going to copy and paste all these, by the way. Player turns are timed. It is 3 minutes for non-casters, aka the martial characters like Addydark, Dugar, Hannibal, yada yada, Zora, all of them. Gore, you're included in that as well. and it is 5 minutes for casters, aka Zaman, Korra, and Agni. Once those times have passed, your turn is skipped if you haven't done so already. Now, I recommend that you guys probably do your turn and then flavor an RP how you kind of want to, how everything sort of looks, just as a good practice. That little bit of time won't be taken from you, though. You can, by all means, flavor an RP as much as you want. Just make sure it's probably just best to do it probably after your turn, after the, you're done with the timer, right? Okay. Next up, Arcane, Martial, and Team Clashes. I don't need to really explain this, but you guys can clash this individual by any means. You can team clash it, but you can only do it for up to 2 people. So Agni and Azora can do it, Addydark and Azora can do it, or Gore and Zaman can do it, but it's only up to 2 people.
So he only has Arcane and Team Clashes, not Martial.
No, he does have Martial. He has Arcane, Martial, and Team.
Okay.
Oh boy, time for the fun ones. Okay, Morale Breaker. This is what this does. This creature possesses large amounts of crowd control effects, such as movement denial and action skipping. You get to know that for free. Sunderer. This creature has effects that can remove or player character benefits and deny class features from being used. That is what Sunderer means.
What?
Welcome to the show.
I just want to see.
Wait, can I get an
exactly
example?
what
Can I
the
get an
lie.
example?
I just
of
want
what
to
that
see.
Yeah, I know.
means
Can I get a
for
whole
like
example,
not
bro?
hard classes? Like
So-
an example?
Okay, this isn't what happened. This isn't what happens for this fight. But for example, if someone had Sunderer, if they had some random wacky ability that said, "Hey yo, hey Addydark, I'm gonna seal your rage ability. You can't rage for the rest of this fight." That would be an example of a Sunderer. It's very, very bad. So you can probably figure out whichever ability you want to find out is probably that one.
Okay.
Oh man, that one is
Thank you.
funny.
Oh.
Tier 2, it's pretty simple. You guys have fought a tier 3 individual before, being the Oni. All it means is that this creature has 2 initiatives. And that is Exiled Titan initiative and Intellectual Servant initiative. I'm gonna butcher this very, very much. Alright. Next thing is Cosmic. If you die by the Archaic, aka they knock you unconscious, or they strike you while unconscious, you suffer cosmic death. Meaning that, like, if they kill you, while you're unconscious and all that sort of stuff, right? You guys have dealt with it and all that. And if you ever have questions about it, by all means, just ask. All good. All right, and this is the one where this is where the funny is gonna happen. Okay, a ruthless victory or death. You've actually dealt with this trait before as well. It was also in the Oni fight. You can make this boss fight even harder by giving it the ruthless trait, aka meaning this creature will strike you down while you are unconscious to try to forcefully kill you instead of just walking away and leaving you be. Now, if you do so, the boss fight becomes even deadlier, obviously. But if you win, everyone gets a roll on the level 10 magic item table. Oh boy.
So
I believe I'll leave this
question.
up to Agni.
Does it make the fight like harder with more HP and damage, or it's just he's going to kill us when we're down?
He's going to, it just means he's going to kill you while you're down. And he has legendary action, so it's going to be even worse.
Yeah,
A turtle, a wise
Cosmic.
turtle once said something.
I don't know what Cosmic. I don't know what Cosmic. That don't sound. That's a pass for me.
It's a group decision, so it's up to y'all.
The war chief has spoken.
Yo, it's up to Agni, but I thought we were in the Church of Cowabunga, bro.
No extra loot. Nah, I think we're good.
Nah, bro, I think we good. I think we just trying to get out of here,
Bro,
bro.
I made it this far.
The worst
Bro,
part
I made
of
it this
thing-
far with the loot we got.
Bro, I don't even see an exit here to bring the Yoshida, bro. This is a setup, bro. They set us up,
Oh,
bro.
no, don't worry. It'll all make sense in a bit. It'll all make sense in a bit. Don't worry.
They're
You
working
got it.
for the Zhao, bro. That's all.
It was like
Nah,
a
don't
like
worry.
a
You'll
2-level
be good.
increase.
You'll be good.
I might think about it, like a 2-level increase. That might be tempting, but some items.
I'll give you a level. I'll give you a level up increase for one session. How about that?
Nah, I think we'll pass on that one.
Oh
It's gonna
man.
be a no for me, dog.
All right. Fair enough. Valley has spoken. Okay. So that is the traits of this fight. Does anybody have any questions for anything? Am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything. No, I don't think I'm missing anything. All right. Yeah, any questions before we get started? All right, y'all. I wish you the best of luck. It's time, my friends.
I do have one quick question about the whole movement thing.
This motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
It's just like, so if can I move right now? Okay. If I wanted to, I just wanted to use it as an example. If I like go here and my turn isn't done, I cannot go back still, just because I let go.
Yes.
Okay, copy. I just wanted that to be clear. I'm good.
No, obviously, just for like, you know, for measuring sake, if you guys don't know, you can, what do you call it? Where is it? If you hold control, I believe, yeah, if you hold control and then click, then you can just use it to measure where you're kind of gonna go. Or like Agni said, you can just use the ruler. Either or. Now again, if obviously a mistake happens, I'm not gonna be like, oh nope, you're there, you're dead. I'm gonna be obviously, you know, realistic and reasonable. All right, y'all. Let's go. So, Gore, you are also in the likes of this sort of field right now, but Gore of the Meadows, receive initiative. What would you like to do? You're muted on Discord, by the way. Oh, let me get this.
Bro, so I'm in it, like so.
You are in it.
I mean, what happens if I try to move out of it?
Do you try to do it?
Yeah, bro. Go would try to do. When try to be stuck, and this is a cube, like we're trapped on all sides, correct?
Yep, trapped on all sides. You just try to walk into it, you're smacked right into the wall. Nothing happens.
Okay. With that said,
if you want, are you trying to leave said cube?
I mean, that would be the idea. Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Let me pause the timer just to make sure this is correct. All right. Bam, 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 and this is. Okay, yeah, and then it's a little bit of a different way on how it kind of works. All right, Gore, make a charisma saving throw. $15, that will fail. You try to walk through, nothing happens. Your action is not wasted though.
Yeah, Gore ain't going nowhere. His charisma is on 0, negative actually. But so if he's living there, can he try to cast outside of it? Does anything happen?
What do you try to cast?
Bro, I'll just try to cast Phantasmal Force again and see if it works.
Try to cast
Right,
Phantasmal Force. You throw the spell, nothing happens. Just hits the wall and just dissipates.
All right. Well, bro, I'll try to hit it at best. Gore charisma ain't gonna get him out of this.
And that is your action for the likes of Phantasmal Force, so you only got your bonus action left if you want to do anything.
Bonus action, I can't do nothing with that right now. I'll just and if I try to use a curse, it's probably just gonna dispel too. Do curses work the same way as spells with that or no?
You can try to do it if you wish. If you got a bonus action curse you want to throw at it. But keep in mind, this creature is nowhere near, well, they're actually, no, they're within 60 feet of you, so you can try if you want.
Nah, he's not close enough. All right, with that, I end my turn.
All right, as you do so, Dugar's turn. They will look over, and as they sort of do, more so they'll look over towards the Voden Knights. What's the plan for Dugar and Hannibal? What you want them to do? They will listen.
If Dugar is all about key, does the first thing I would wonder, does he know anything about this? This isn't key or anything mystical he could do about this box that's around people, right?
You would probably see as Dugar will look over and he'll say, this doesn't seem to be much like key or anything like that, but this is more arcane from what I can tell. Here, I'll try to figure something out. They're gonna look around and they're going to make a perception check, kind of examining everything. Perception check, 16.
I want to know what these portals are. I want to know.
Look over and I'm not entirely sure what this is all about. That portal thing I see you eyeing it, I can run over towards and see what happens, but we need some information for this fight.
And do so. Stay on the defensive, though.
All right. As they do so, they'll use their 50 feet or 45 feet of movement. They will try to rush towards the legs of the barrier, but they will not be able to do so. All right, they will rush over towards here. They're going to use their action to dash to be able to make it. And as they do so, you'll see as Dugar begins to disappear for several moments. And as they do so, you'll see as they will begin to appear onto the other side, over towards the north. You look over and you see as the barrier begins to, or over towards Gore, and look over and they'll kind of nod towards you, but that's their action. They're going to move off to the side a little bit here, and that's all they got. Something reacted with the likes of that portal and the barrier, or the force sort of barrier over towards the south. And that's going to be their turn. They use their action to dash. Addy Dark, you are up. What would you like to do?
First and foremost, do I know this dude is a celestial?
You would.
Gore told him that.
You would, but before anything sort of happens, here's what they're going to do. They're going to use a legendary action after Dugar's turn. And as they do so, they're going to just... actually, I don't know if they will be able to. They might be able to. You'll see as this individual will begin to look over, and as they do so, they'll just say, worthless. They'll begin to take some of their hands, and as they do so, you'll see as they grasp the legs of the air before they slowly pull forth for a moment, and you see a rift begin to emerge for a second. You'll see as they reach into it, and they begin to take the legs of a boulder and just toss it over towards the legs of Dugar. As they are going to use an ability, I love the name of it, Rip Reality. It's going to be a 23 to hit, 17 points of force damage. And they are going to take, or they're going to use their reaction to at least reduce the likes of this, as it is a projectile. They're going to roll their d10 and all that sort of stuff, but they will take the brunt of it. Where is it? The d10, and I'll add the modifiers in a bit. 4 plus lots, they'll reduce it. Not entirely though, as it strikes into them, they feel the brunt of it as they're nearly sent flying back for a moment, and as they do, you see as Dugar sort of bounces up amongst the wall before eventually he's just sort of pulled forth 10 feet as well. It's sort of almost brought down to the ground onto the floor, but you will be able to heal a little bit of the damage.
Yeah, he had the 10.
Oh 10, yeah, the 10 HP didn't. Well. Yeah, let me get him back. So yeah, he would still be full health then. But the temp HP would be gone. All right.
Wait, does he get both temp HPs, or he doesn't get the Voden Knight buff?
No, he doesn't.
Nah, he doesn't get it.
No.
All right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I guess if I know he's celestial, I will then unarmed strike this this wall with my shoulder, kind of like barreling into it while screaming the most offensive celestial Yo Mama joke that is in existence.
As you do, you punch.
In celestial, for the record.
Mm-hmm. As you punch, ow, that kind of hurt. Nothing. Not getting through. Punch a second time. You muted. Your mic is. There you go.
I was barging my shoulder. I wasn't even using my fist that time.
Oh, my bad. Just shoulder check it.
It's all good.
Shoulder's hurting.
Damn. I guess I'm gonna take the baseball bat shaped. Let's just start swinging with that. That's all I know. Press X.
Swing. Try to smack the legs of the barrier. Nothing. Not getting through.
I guess that's the end of my turn. I ain't nothing. Can I? You said I can't move past it, huh? Even if I
move past it.
No. Well, end my turn.
As you do so, nothing happens. That's the likes of this ability. It is not good. It is not good at all. Agni, you look over, and before you begin to take your turn, you'll see as they are going to use the likes of a legendary action after the end of Addy Dark's turn, and they will begin to say, and they'll begin to look over it towards the likes of, we're gonna say, hey Azora, even or odd?
Evens.
All right, that's gonna be odd. They're gonna hit Zaman. All right, they'll look over, and as they do so, they'll say,
why exactly are you so far away? Let me show you the light.
And they are going to use a rip, or they're going to rip Interiority and chuck it at you as well. All right. That is going to be a 33 to hit and 22 points of force damage as it strikes into you. You see as the bits of astral energy strikes into your chest before it begins to almost consume it entirely. And as they do so, you'll see as they begin to grab the legs of your chest with this sort of strange astral hand and pull it closer towards them 10 feet. All right, that is their legendary action. Okay, Agni, you are up. What would you like to do?
I mean, we figured out the portal. The first thing is this box. Agni does not have any type of spell magic, but I mean, being a sorcerer, he's quite magically inclined. Is there any way, like, if he puts his hand on it, that he can, like, put himself in there? I essentially want to see if there's any way I could help to get Cora out of there, because she's right next to me. Like, I don't know if I can move here or anything like that, but is there any way I can do to help Cora get out?
Are you trying to step into the barrier, or no?
I'm essentially seeing, is it possible to, like, put my hand, because I have magic, in there and pull Cora out?
You try to place your hand onto the barrier. Nah, it does not go through.
Okay. It does. Jeez, this is
This is not a fun spell, I will tell you that much.
I just, if I had to spell magic, I would try that, but I don't have that. So, Agni, seeing that this is just an invisible barrier, there's nothing his hand can do about it. The next thing I'm thinking, I mean, with my third eye, does it look like he's concentrating on this?
Looking at it, yes, he does look like he is concentrating on it.
Okay. I guess the best thing is to try to see if he can break that concentration. Jeez, this is a rough start. Figure out
That
what
is
to
what
do.
Morale Breaker does. Your turn gets skipped.
Okay, so first thing Agni's gonna do, he's going to fly up. How high is his room again?
100 feet.
Okay, he's gonna fly up about, I'd say about 20 feet.
All right.
Use a bonus action. Let's get this out the way, as there's not much here, but he's gonna draw from the little bit of life force that's around to use a Karametra's Blessing
All right,
to increase his AC as a bonus action. And how far away can I cast this? I can cast it 60 feet. He's going to see a little bit what he can do, as he is going to hold his hand out towards him and close it slowly, as he is going to summon a sphere of fire next to him, and he is going to just cast its second level flaming sphere next to this guy to see if this can start throwing him off.
I'll give you ownership of it. Give me 2 seconds. I'll pause the timer. All right. So as you begin to cast the likes of flaming spear towards this creature, you see as it begins to form out and strike into them, burning on them to a crisp. All right. That is a what check for them? Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. Oh, you placed the template already.
Oh, I didn't place the template. I just placed the icon looking thing.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
6 points of fire damage. All right, let me see if they have anything for it. Nope. All right, dexterity saving throw. They will make it. Ooh, nat 1. They will get a 7, and they will take that 6 points of damage. But as the fire begins to strike into them, you see as it burns and burns, but it doesn't do as much damage as you necessarily intended, as they are resistant to fire damage. It burns. It does damage, but not much. Not much.
Yeah. This is perfect information. As Agni is just using this to deduce how good this guy is, or how he's going to react. With that, he's going to leave it there. Move. Just going to move here, and that's going to be my turn. Yeah, he's going to keep his third eye on the portal, and his 2 eyes on.
All right, as you do so, final legendary action, this individual will fire off. They'll look over towards the likes of Azora, and they will invite you to the battlefield as they look over towards you, and they're going to use a Rip Reality on you.
Also, does he have to make a concentration check for that damage he
Oh,
took?
yes, he does. He does. All right, concentration, saving throw. 26. Yeah, he's fine. Big boy.
Okay.
All right. Rip Reality, he's
All
going to fire it over
information.
towards you. Ooh, that is a natural one. As it does so, Azora, you can describe how you're able to dodge the likes of the strike as they are able to miss.
Yeah, she sees it happen twice. As my next to her, Dugar over there, she sees it coming, and her astral mark starts to glow on her palm as she understands reality can be bended always.
Do so. See as the individual begin to look over, and they'll see as a bit of the sort of wild magic begins to sort of form from earlier. It'll spark, it'll surge, but they will end their turn. That is their legendary action. Hannibal's turn. He can't do much unless you guys are telling him anything. He is just stuck into this place. He's going to, at most, if there's anything he can do to buff people, I doubt it. He's going to, at most, he's going to take out the likes of a vial, and he's going to immediately just consume and chug the likes of the mutagen for extra strength. He will make his strength 24 for the time being. All right, that is going to be his bonus action. That is probably gonna be his turn. We'll look over. He's smart enough to realize that brute force ain't gonna get out of here, but he'll at least sort of place the blade over onto the into the barrier and see if it gets through. Notice it doesn't, and he's gonna just take the dodge action for now. All right. Next up is the Archaic's turn. It's going to be Intellectual Servant initiative. Afterwards, it's going to be Korra. Legendary actions are replenished now at this point. Okay, here's what this creature is going to do. Let me, can I pop this thing out? Make my life easier. All right, perfect. Anybody have any spells on them cast or anything like that? I didn't think so.
Spells.
Wait, what do you mean?
No one has any spells on them or anything like that. Cast like blast or anything crazy.
Nope.
No.
Okay. That's the case, then here's what they're going to do. Oh man. Yeah, this ain't good. Alright, if they ain't got nothing else to do and no spells have been cast on them, they will when they start their turn, do they take the flaming sphere damage?
Nope. Only if they end their turn there.
Alright, they will walk forward for a bit, and as they do so, they will look over towards the likes of the individual who has seemingly flew over towards them and did a little bit of damage, and they will look over and they will begin to say,
A nuisance you are. Let me show you true magic.
and they're gonna cast banishment on you. Agni, make a charisma saving throw.
Oh man. I'll try it. I was gonna
actually, here, I
counterspell
got
it,
you.
but I can't. I
got
can't
you.
just yet. I'll go for the save.
Yeah. This is what they're going to do. They will drop this for it, and that's perfectly fine.
Oh wow,
Yep.
that is a saving throw. Oh god. Whew.
I
Okay.
told y'all it's gonna be the highest saving throw y'all ever made.
All right. Oh,
Wow.
damn.
DC 22, 18 will fail, and that's not even SenseiSuplex doing that. That is the rules as written. Saving
I'm
throw for
going to
this
use
thing.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to try that again.
Fair enough. Roll to 20. Let's see if you can roll higher.
Oh my god. Nope.
Oh man. 14. Unlucky.
The wise words of Azura. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
As this happens, you all look over and you see as the war chief is getting ready to form before they're gone. Agni disappears.
I'm going back home. I'm hanging out with 7 souls.
Have fun, bro.
I'll see y'all losers later.
Hell, I wish I was in hell, bro.
I'm hanging out with 7 souls.
Don't worry. This is hell. But I do have good news. The good news is this. As they begin to banish the likes of War Chief Agni, you'll see as the barrier, for now, will drop, and you guys are free. But that will be their action. They will begin to look around, and yep, they're going to literally they're going to walk back. They're going to have a seat on the likes of this little pillar, or on the likes of this little cliff edge, and they're gonna sit and wait for you guys to come to them, and that will be their turn. All right, next up in initiative, go towards Cora. What would you like to do?
So these lights, these cubes, is that the map or does that mean something?
You can make an intuition check at the end of the first round for if you guys want to try to identify it, but other than that, you're just gonna have to test out right here and now if you want.
Okay, yeah, Cora would just try to walk through.
All right.
So.
Oh, you're talking about those, my bad. Yeah, you can walk through them, my bad.
Oh, okay.
My bad. I thought you were talking about something else. No, you're good. Those are basically like the dome above everything. You're fine.
All right. Let's see. So she's gonna try to make her way to Old Boy, which is she'll go 20 feet here.
All right. As you do so, make your presence known. You have an action and bonus action.
Let's see. I'm gonna cast. Actually, no. Could I use an action to talk to let her to see try to negotiate releasing Agni?
You can certainly try. This is a free action to talk to him. But what do you say?
She would say, bring back our chief, the person that you banished or you sent away.
Make me.
Hey, that's real talk. So let's see, I'm at 20 feet, 25, 30, and
Yo, that is the shortest negotiation of my entire career, bro. I ain't never seen negotiations that quick. My entire professional career, bro. I not even a lot of those, bro.
He said what he said. And I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on him.
You got it. Toll the Dead. He'll make a wisdom saving throw. Let's see what happens. Wisdom save. Oh, God. Oh, brother. Oh, no. That is a natural 20 for a 33. He is unfazed entirely.
Shit.
He just sits there and just stares, just waiting expectantly.
All right. That's my movement. That's my action. And I need to chill in these spell slots. That would be my bonus action also.
All right. If that's the case, is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right. Chav, you got one of you guys can go grab that person. Fucking talking reckless. All right. What the fuck? That is an interesting. That is an interesting troll.
Bro, my man need help.
That is an interesting one. All right.
That's a cry for help.
All right. Next up in initiative. Oh God. Oh no. It's the. All right. Well, I'm sorry, Cora. They're gonna look over at you, and they're gonna yawn for a bit, and they're going to look over and say,
Oh, you're done. Very well. It's time for you to move aside.
and what they are going to do is they are going to, as they enter Exiled Titan Initiative, how many times? Okay, just okay, cool. They are going to get ready to strike you down as they are going to throw, how many is it? Let me make sure, I think it's 2 or 3. It is 2, and they're going to use this. Okay, cool. As they begin to almost punch Aetheria into reality, and as they do so, you see they punch to the left, and just you're looking for exactly where they're striking before immediately you get clocked exactly to the right. For those of you guys who ever watched Dragon Ball Z and you remember that Janemba fight, it's exactly like this. They're going to strike you down. All right, 4 strike.
Damn, that hit different, bro. That hit different.
17?
That fight hit different.
That is actually good. They will not be able to hit you. We'll see, I'll do it the first one, but let's see what the second one does first. 27, that one will strike. As they do so, you're able to defend yourself almost coming into play with your just general battle intuition. You dodge to the left, but the second one just cut or immediately catches you with a massive uppercut to your or to the length of your chin for 12 points of force damage. And as you get uppercut, you all see as Korra begins to get knocked up further and further. He begins to float 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, and you realize, so are you. He's gonna use an ability that you have not identified yet, and I need Korra. Oh, is it only one? Okay, fair enough. I said they're gonna do it. They're gonna keep doing it to you, so never mind. Now all of you will take this, but Korra, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, as they are gonna cast this at you. 17, that will fail unless you're using inspiration.
Yeah, I use my inspo.
Go for it. Oh man! No. As you do so, Korra, when you immediately get, as they're going only 5, 10, 20 feet, you just shoot upwards before you just crash into the ceiling of this entire place. As you, my friend, you fall 100 feet upward. As the ceiling strikes the object as it would, yep. You are going to take a total of 100 feet of falling damage. That is going to be 10d6. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please. Same DC. $11, that's not gonna do it. As you do so, you will take 32 points of bludgeoning damage. All right. With that, Korra, as you get sent flying upwards, you are just sort of floating, or you are basically stuck onto the ceiling right now, as you're just implanted into the up there. That will be Exiled Titan's first or second initiative. That will be its turn, as it's going to literally just look towards Korra up in the sky, and it's just going to return back to exactly where it was, and it's going to take a seat and sit down and look for the next individual to try and challenge them. They look over towards Azora and they look towards somewhere else. Go for it, Azora. You receive initiative.
Yeah. Boy, seeing Korra get her jaw rocked. She is going to she is going to go right. Korra's up 100 feet up, so like, did she fall? Because you said took 100 feet of fall damage.
She fell, or she took falling damage due to the ability and how it works, but she is still up there 100 feet in the air.
Okay, so okay, all right.
And technically you would be prone, but yeah, we'll get to that in a minute on your turn.
Okay. Yeah. So then she's just gonna go up there and get to swing it.
All right. As you do so, you rush ahead, grabbing the legs of the blade and preparing yourself for what's to come.
Yep.
Also, for the sake of like, if the blade ever acts up and says, "Oh, you can't target them unless you're 5 feet,"
I already
then,
fixed
yeah, you're
it.
fine.
Yeah, I already fixed it.
All right. Nope.
Yep. And she is going to she's going to go to her. She's gonna go into the fiercest fire mode and begin to swing. So it's a +2 to hit and +2 to damage.
All right.
So technically that's 15.
15 will not do it. You strike into you try to strike into the individual, and they just kind of slightly move to the left.
Yep. And then she'll take her second attack.
Go for it. 30. There we go. That's what we're looking for. We're gonna make that concentration check.
Yeah. So technically 18.
Oh man. As you do so, that is 18 points of damage. You said.
Yeah.
How much is it? Cold. All right, they're gonna take no cold damage from it, but they will take the rest of the slashing damage. They are not immune to cold. They are resistant to cold damage. All right.
Yeah, so just 15 damage then. I mean, not 15. 17 damage.
Go for it. All right. Anything else for your turn before you describe stuff?
No, that is all her turn. Actually, no, she would then. Yeah, that's all her turn. Yeah, that's all her turn.
All right. I'm gonna.
Actually, not. She's gonna use her bonus action to. Switch her stances.
By the way, Pi was still here.
Oh yeah, he should be back there somewhere.
All right. Gotcha. Is he's all the way back instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she's gonna switch to air. Then that's it.
All right.
That's her turn.
You can ignore whatever it rolls and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But, what's Pyro doing?
Yeah, he's just gonna, I guess, just shoot a little think at him. I'm like, yeah, there's not much.
All right. As you do, I was just moving that thing. Whew! Natural 20 from Pyro. That's gonna be 17 points of damage coming from him as it strikes over. God damn! How many fucking 20s is this guy gonna roll? This is third nat 20 on concentration over here as he takes the likes of the fire, but you'll see as he begins to consume into that orb that I was mentioning before. He'll take half of that damage, and you'll look over, and you'll see as he begins to crack his neck for a moment, and you'll see for a moment as the individual begins to step forth, hopping off the likes of the cliff, and you'll see this happen. Oh boy, here we go. You'll see as he begins to slowly grow larger in size, as he begins to kind of start stretching his arms a little bit and more for a second before looking at you all. With that, is that your turn, Azora?
Yeah.
All right. As he does so, he is going to first things first, he needs to re-roll this. He's going to use a legendary action. Actually, well, he's going to use the legendary action, but he can't use that yet. And no, they can't do that sort of thing. They are going to instead, they're going to basically just, well, no, they can't do that. They can't move. What they will do instead then is they will begin to slowly just change and shift for a moment. And you'll see as they begin to grow larger in size before they vanish. And as they do, you'll see as they're going to appear beside one of you. Come on. Feel a presence behind you, and you look over and you see the individual is right behind you in your or in your face and in your presence, and they look over and they're just sort of examining you while staring down at you. Your turn.
Copy. Decisions.
Actually, they're gonna well, no, I already called it. Gotta follow the same rules. Never mind.
Copy. Decisions. What should I do?
You can ignore the +1 feet thingy.
Okay. Please right in my face, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
He's going to do what he would do if somebody got right in his face. He's gonna call on his death collector, so he's gonna summon his Bigsby's hand.
You got it. As you do. Where is it? Come on. What did I name it? Like, there it is. I was trying to remember what I named it in Foundry. There we go. As you do so, you begin to summon forth the likes of your Bigby's hand and more. And what is the ability that you are, or what feature of it are you kind of using against this guy?
He's going to use the ability where he's able to push it away from me.
All right, pushing him away. You got it. What saving throw or check is that?
Wait a second. I'm bringing it up to read it specifically.
Wow.
It is think it's a ability check. Apologies for the delay.
Good on good.
The hand up there, see, forceful hand. Yeah, they make a check with the hand strength contested by athletics. So athletics versus the strength of the hand.
Got you. All right, they will make an athletics check. They're not proficient in it, but they do got a lot of strength. All right, ability check. That is a 26 for their basic strength.
Copy. All right. Should be. Bad roll.
As it's a 10, you'll see as the hand begins to try to reach over towards him, they'll just sort of grab it by the wrist and just toss it off to the side.
Copy. That was his bonus action. The hand should be large, by the way.
Oh, got you.
And then his action, he's going to try to just, I guess, blast him with his gold rush.
As you do so, you are within melee range, so it is disadvantage.
Yep. Disadvantage is control or alt?
Control. 21, that will actually be able to hit them. They're gonna make that concentration check. 21, they are still concentrating on it. But you do the 9 points, wait, actually, hold on, do you? Yes, you do the force damage. As it strikes into them, you'll see as they take it, but they seem to just be almost not really caring too much about it. They are resistant to force damage as well.
Copy. It pushes them back 10 feet, so it should get knocked into the wall.
All right, that said, they will get knocked into the wall. I'll tell you what, roll a d6 for me, please.
Copy.
5 points of damage, we'll add that onto it as well. As they get struck into the wall, you'll see as they look over and they definitely seem to notice you. And now you're on their death list. Come on, what would you like to do? Or is that your turn?
No, he has a second blast, and now he's not at disadvantage, so this will be a straight roll.
Yep, straight roll. Go for it. 22, good stuff. Gonna make that concentration check versus 12 points of damage. Just barely succeeded by one. Barely succeeded by one. As it does, they'll take the likes of the force damage, but now they're feeling the likes of the blast and more and more and more. Come on, anything else for you?
It's supposed to push him back 10 feet again. Yeah.
Also, you
Hit
do.
the wall again.
Well, you push them into the wall, but nothing necessarily happens. But what you do see happen is they'll look over, set up timer, and they'll begin to say,
Very well. Solve all of your problems by forcefully running your head into it.
and as this happens, you'll see as this occurs. They will grow too huge.
Wait, hold on, come on. I would have backed up. I would have backed up. Come on.
I'll give you a benefit of a doubt, even though technically that's where they would be. I'll give you it. I'll give you it.
All right, let me move away from this thing. All right, so Mom's gonna move his 30 feet.
As you do, I am so sorry. Y'all gonna hate this fight by the end of this. They're going to use a reaction. They're going to get their attack of opportunity. They have a reach of 15 feet.
Well, there you go.
Actually, does that? Yeah, it does count. Yeah, it still does count as melee or ranged. So yeah, as you rush out, they're going to swing at you with Rip Reality. All right, Rip Reality. Let's go. Jesus Christ. A 32 to hit and 18 points of damage as they begin to just punch forth toward the side, or they actually punch into the wall as you just immediately get punched in the back of your head as you get nearly sent flying.
And then I don't have control of the hand, but he'll just move the hand like in between him and the thing, and he'll be over here and end this turn.
I will give you the ability to control it, and then you'll be good. After that, Zaman is the last person in initiative, correct?
Yeah, that's...
All right, they're gonna use their legendary action. As they do so, they'll see as Gore is finally able to be struck. They see the legs of this hand, and they are tired of it all. They will begin to get ready and just immediately grab the legs of Gore, and they will just try to crush him into oblivion until there is nothing left. He's gonna use this legendary action for Rip Reality once more. All right, that will be his second legendary action. or unless, how much does, yes, it will be the second legendary action. It's a 25 to hit and 17 points of force damage as it just strikes into and nearly sends you pummeled into the ground. That is this creature's turn, and he looks over, and he seems to not really be amused by this so far, but now it's time for intuition checks to see exactly what you've learned. Agni, you can make an intuition check as you are not dead or unconscious. Same thing with Yuzumani, you both make it with advantage.
Okay.
Alright. $19, that'll succeed.
I don't know if it matters, but it's actually a 27.
No, nothing special. Nothing special for it.
Okay.
16, that will succeed. All right. You see 15 for these intuition checks. All right, let's look at it. So get your pens and papers out. It's time to write down whatever the hell their abilities are. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. This works differently because it's tier 2. Okay, you can either both pick one initiative or whatever. You can both pick 2. Pick an initiative you would like to learn more about. Either Exiled Titan initiative or Intellectual Servant. Which one?
I think we can start with the intellectual. I think we both
Yeah,
go
intellectual. Definitely intellectual.
Bro,
That's the
definitely
magic one.
intellectual.
All right. So, Intellectual Servant has the following abilities. Pick which one you would like to learn about. Spell Mimicry, Unravel Magic, and then Banish the Weak, and or Arcane Subjugation.
Arcane Subjugation.
Yeah, that's the first one I was thinking of.
Ooh.
So you're taking that. Can you list the first 2 again?
Sure thing. Spell Mimicry and Unravel Magic.
I have a pretty good idea on what both of those would do, but which one would we rather have? Probably the second one. Yeah, because that can take away buffs and stuff. So probably that one, the second one for me.
Yeah, I'm doing Arcane Subjugation.
Arcane Subjugation. We'll let Arcane Subjugation go through. For Unravel Magic, I gotta check one little thing, and is this the one they want to save or not? I'm gonna roll a d100. All right, 50 or higher, they will.
This might stress on everyone.
All right, they'll let it go through. They're gonna save it for another one. As you do so, here's what both of these abilities does. Arcane Subjugation is pretty simple. Basically, they get to cast a modified version of a 7th level spell, Force Cage. That is what Adidark, Hannibal, and all of them were basically afflicted with. Essentially, the difference is that he has to concentrate on it rather than it just happening. And the other thing is that creatures can actually leave. They can try to just move and leave and all that sort of stuff if they want to, but they just have to make a charisma saving throw. The original thing of Force Cage is you can't leave. There is no trying to rush or move and push your way out. You're just stuck there forever.
Do we know what to check if he can do it again?
Say it again. What do you mean by that?
Do we know if our check, can he do that multiple times?
Yes, he can do it multiple times, but he can only either have somebody banished or he can either have somebody force caged.
Okay. Do we also know the DC? And like the range and stuff?
Yeah, it's a 100-foot range and it's a 20-foot cube. And the DC is a charisma saving throw, DC 22. I will post all of the stuff for Force Cage because it's a freaking laundry list. And you can do whatever you want with that information. It's a little bit modified, so if you have any questions, then yeah. Oh, and also the last thing is this thing can be dispelled by Dispel Magic, unlike typically Force Cage. So, there you go.
It can be.
What? It can be. What level spell is this? A 7th level?
7th level.
Okay. Copy.
All right, that is that. And then the second thing, Unravel Magic, correct?
Yep.
The Archaic Titan targets one creature it can see within 120 feet of itself. The target must make a DC 22 Constitution saving throw or take 10d6 force damage, and each spell of 5th level or lower ends immediately on that target.
each spell a 5th or lower. So all of our spells.
All of them.
Copy.
Yeah,
All of our
Get
spells.
that out
It's
of
just
here,
all
bro.
of our spells. Got it. Okay.
So let's say
DC
if you
22
have
con
Bless,
save.
if you have Bless, if you have Haste or whatever, that shit is gone when he casts that on you. And it's not a spell, it's just an ability that they have, but cannot be countered spelled.
Okay.
It is also a legendary action that they can do, and it takes 2 of their legendary actions.
22. Okay. DC 22 con save.
Oh, I can
any,
just copy and paste
any spell effect under 5th level ended.
Yeah, I can just copy and paste it. Damn. All right, post it in. Yeah. Crazy. All right. So with that, those are your 2 abilities that you get. You guys get 2 minutes to discuss tactics. After that, we're back in it. Let's go.
Y'all want to? Does anybody want a class to try to seal that debuff tactic?
Bro, I'm pressing X when I go in. If you want me to press X,
Bro, the
Hey,
thing,
at a
the thing
class,
is,
I'll do
we've quickly learned pressing X on him makes him bigger, and I'm assuming at some point he's going to just envelop this room.
Yeah.
So there might be something that we could be missing to make him smaller.
We could try to talk to him, or these portals. Remember when Dugar touched the portal, it like caused some type of disturbance. So maybe we try to figure out how to deactivate these portals. It'll make them weaker.
Eddie, can Eddie toss him into a portal?
Probably not anymore because he's bigger. But Dugar on his turn maybe can go back and forth through the portals.
Yeah.
And see, because I mean, Gore might not be able to do too much right now. Because I'd recommend not attacking him for a round, maybe. Unless I mean, that's up to you. But I think we have Dugar go back and forth through the portals and see how it does something.
Does a clash?
Everyone run through the portal and see what that does to him. Because if one person going through the portal made his concentration start ticking on that thing, what happens if five niggas?
Well, yeah, I mean, Dugar's a monk. He can like dash 3 times and go back and forth. So maybe that might be enough of him doing it really fast.
But it might require different.
Oh yeah, it might. But on his turn, we can do that and see what happens, and then kind of go from there. We see if it's working. Then, I mean,
Yeah. And then we can potentially have Hannibal or somebody else do it too. Like mine's not that far from the portal.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Gore could disengage.
I mean, that's the only thing I see that we can like interact with in this room that could potentially do something to him.
I mean, the other thing is we can try to talk to him, talk about freeing him. Looks like he's been chained up. Maybe he just need a friend, you know?
This guy is
you can talk
praising the
bro.
Elysium
I heard that last
Cataclysm, bro.
negotiation, bro. I heard that
He
last
said, "I'm going to
negotiation.
do
Feel free.
right by Ragnarok." I don't know if he's talking.
You got 15 seconds left.
Yeah, Zora's going straight for a portal.
Oh my god. Oh no, that's why. Because it's a part of that.
I mean, you guys are welcome to get in his face and dodge too, as well. I mean, making him bigger probably seems like a bad thing for right now.
The only thing I thought about doing was hitting him dink into the portal.
No sense.
And with that, that is time. All right, y'all, let's do this. Top of the round, we look over towards Gore of the Meadows. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and try to bind him right quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that.
All right.
And I'm Curse of the Binding. Yeah, and I'll amplify it. So I'll roll a d6 to amplify it.
All right. As you amplify it, what's the saving throw I need to make?
Strength saving throw 14 is probably gonna go through, but just
yeah, we'll see what happens. Strength saving throw. As they do so, begin to use the blood curse and more. A 12, that will fail.
Wow.
That will fail. And let me see the effects. Let me see if they're gonna use any resistance or not.
Look at Gore.
I don't think they're gonna use a resistance, but they might. Let me check. Just defining your amp. Yeah, they'll let it go through. They'll let it go through. All right. As this happens, you'll see as the bits of blood magic begins to start wrapping around them and restrain them. However, they're perfectly fine with where they are right now. Gore, that is your, I believe, bonus action. You do have your action.
With my action, I'm actually going to dash through the nearest portal to the right since he's binded.
And he cannot use reactions either.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and dash through the portal.
All right. Move your token.
So I'm that ruler. My bad. So that's 50, 55, and
As
then
you do
wherever
so.
it happens after that.
As you do so.
Okay. I already have proficiency.
26. As you do so, also you have the voice mod on. As you were sort of drifting in the likes of space for a moment, Agni begins to reappear right where you where they were. You look over at them.
Goodbye, hell.
And you see as War Chief has returned, but we'll see what happens with them next time. You look over towards the individual and they seem displeased by the likes of this. And now they have an individual who to blame. But go ahead, Gore.
Hope Agni got some charlatan crystals.
If we saw Agni, I get just in Gore's way. If Gore saw Agni pop through when he came in, since I was dashing, I still got 50 more feet of movement speed. He'd run right back to the one he just came through and go 50 feet. So he'd go 30 feet out of the portal and then 20 feet up. So it'll be 30 feet in the air.
So you're going back to the original portal? Just to make sure I got that right.
Yeah, like like that's the only other portal in the vicinity. Correct? Yeah, he'd run back through the portal. Like I said, he moved 30 feet and then he's going 20 feet. 30 feet here, and then he's going 20 feet up, so he's going to be total 30 feet high.
You got it. As you do so, you go through the portal the second time. Nothing seems to happen, though. All right. With that, that is the likes of your turn. Yeah, action, bonus action, and movement. All right, Dugar's turn. Anything you want Hannibal or Dugar to sort of do?
I'm still cool with seeing if he does it multiple times if something happens. Because, I mean, he got no business up and fighting this guy right now. So I want him to like go through the portal, go back, and just as many times as possible. See if that does something.
As he does so, order him to head through the portal. As he does so, he goes to this one.
Like action to dash and bonus action to step in the wind as many times as possible.
Got you. Copy. He'll do so. He'll run through the likes of this portal as he does so, and you want him to go like directly back, or like across the map, or just keep going through the same one.
I want him to. So he went through that one. I'd like him to go back through that one, see if it does anything, and then in general, then run across the map.
Okay.
I'm trying to, I guess, gauge
how many movement? All right, so he's gonna use that. He'll just go back and forth between the portal for a bit. Nothing will sort of happen. Eventually, he will use his bonus action and action to dash. We'll be able to get about right over here. 25 feet, I'll be 90, and you should have a little bit more movement as well. We'll go through the portal one last time, and as he does so, sprinting as far as and fast as he can. Nothing seems to happen right now with the likes of these portals.
Okay.
But I begin to look over and say, nothing's happening. I think whatever effect it had seems to not be working right now.
It seems to disrupt his concentration, however, but nothing in terms of damage.
All right, that is going to be Dugar's turn. Last thing, this individual is going to look over before Adidark's turn, and they're going to take a legendary action, and they are going to immediately just begin to rip out the likes of reality once more, and you'll see as they'll begin to take out the small miniature, almost the bits of debris from a small house, and they just toss it over towards you, Gore. And as they do so, let's see what happens with this one. All right, rip reality, and also that's a 33 to hit, 28 points of damage, and because they're huge, they get this. That's going to be an extra 8 points of force damage as well. All right.
He did max damage on all of. Yeah, that's nuts.
That's crazy. That's crazy. This guy is not happy with that. As it does so, he'll look over and he'll kind of smirk and laugh as you all are trying to figure this sort of thing out. But Adidark, you can make that laugh go away. What you doing? Your turn.
You don't think I'm gonna do what I always do? Too funny. I'm gonna get in range of this dude. I guess right there. And you said he was, what's his size? You said he was huge?
He is huge right now.
So I got like more carrying capacity from that cheese. Does that help me lift things up or push things down?
If you can't grapple him, then you can't grapple him, sadly.
Okay, okay. Sorry, so I can't grapple him because he's huge, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. I guess when I shove something, that doesn't matter about size, does it?
I'm gonna pause the timer. Can you? I don't think you can. Can you shove a huge creature? I don't think so. Medium creature knocked a huge creature prone. Doesn't say you can't.
Oh, well, perfect.
The target of your shove must be. Yeah, roll a d100. Let's see what happens. I'll give you it, but they're gonna have advantage on their strength check, as they are huge.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, cool. I'll just rage, and then I will attempt to shove him with my first attack.
All right. As you begin to do so, which form are you raging into? Which element?
Sorry, to Earth. Earth. We are in caves. If I'm in a cave, it's gonna be bear form. We will be werebears if we're in a cave.
Got you. As you do so, you begin to rage out, and you try to push this individual down. Make an athletics check with advantage. They will make a strength check with advantage. Gotta beat a 20. A 10. You'll
God
see
damn.
as they begin to just put they begin to put two hands over towards you, and you see as with the other 6, they're just sort of folded for a moment, unimpressed. And they'll look over, and they'll just begin to say,
Is this all that you have? I thought you were the strong one of this bunch.
Well, now I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna then curse him out in Celestial. The most offensive word you could possibly say in Celestial. I want to say it this time. Now I'm not talking about his mom. Now I'm talking about him.
24. All right, let's see if that's gonna do it. 22. That's what we
There it
like
is.
to see.
Trash talk.
How do you shove him down? How do you shove him down?
So I think Eddie's gonna actually kind of slide underneath him, climb up top his back, and kind of drag his head down
Nice.
to the ground. Yeah, we're gonna get
As
all
you-
like fucking Prince of Persia up in this bitch.
As you do so, you just slam him onto the ground as you knock this individual prone. As you do so, all right, you'll be exactly where you were. All right, anywhere else you want to sort of move, or anything for your bonus action?
I think positioning wise, I think I would just put myself in between
Oh, you're
Cora. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. I think positioning. That's probably where I would want to end up.
All right. That.
I have so many questions. Because he's prone, could I like clash with him if I wanted to?
Yeah, but he would technically just stand up.
Okay, so there's no like advantage for attacking him while he's prone for a clash.
Roll a d100.
Okay.
I'll give you it. It will be.
I mean, yeah, Agni's pissed. Coming back from hell, he's on the ground. Despite my better, I think we need to clash something else to seal it. But do we have a limited amount of clashes in this fight?
Well, yeah.
I
like,
know
if you
team
fi-
clash 2 people can, but like for, well, I might as well use it now then because I mean this will be this round.
Are you team clashing,
yeah,
or is it just you alone?
This would probably be just Agni alone, as he's fucking pissed, being sent to hell, being told that he doesn't know magic. So he's going to attempt to clash him as he sees the ground Matty Dark, and from what I know, I can't really attack him, so he's going to go Arcane Clash with him.
Arcane Clash. All right, that's gonna be saving throws. You ready for this?
No,
then?
no. Other one.
Okay.
I'm attacking with magic. Martial clash. I need to attack with
Fair
magic.
enough. I was like, hold there. You saw that save and throw modifier. I'm like, wait, that's spooky. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me grab this. I will drop the music in chat if you want the clash music and all that sort of stuff. I will not play it through the bar bot because it's gonna break everything. But Here we go. Oh boy. All right, Agni, as you begin to look over towards this individual, you see as they are gathering forth and they just got knocked down after scoffing at the likes of Adidark as he's humbled him for a moment in time. You immediately bamfing out from the legs of hell, return in a hellish flame, and you look over towards this creature. As they look over towards you, they begin to speak, and they still scoff even while on the ground laying there, and they say,
Oh, wonderful. It's one of these again. Come forth, Black Star. Please fail like the others.
and with that, Agni, what would you like to do for your clash?
As Agni comes back from the banishment, you rarely see this look on Agni's face. When Agni has stopped his lawful side and he is just angry, he is wrathful at this point. So as he comes back out, you see him completely enveloped in fire,